Good evening, it's March 9th, 1348. I'm Ryder Chasen, and this is a special edition of NBC Greco-Roman News. Tonight, we will be reporting on the Black Death, which was sparked by the Bubonic Plague epidemic. Let's go to Baxter Stein in the field. Baxter?
Thank you, Ryder. As you said, I'm Baxter Stein, and earlier today I took a look at the history of how, why, and what the Black Death exactly is.
It all began in 1347. According to the experts, the origin of the bubonic plague was in Middle Eastern Asia, where rats acquired the disease and were brought over by ship to Sicily, just miles outside of Rome. On the rats were fleas, which carried the plague inside their stomachs and made for easier spread of the pandemic. Europeans at the time were unsanitary by any standard, rarely bathing, while also throwing their garbage out onto public roads. In other words, a perfect breeding ground for the carriers of the disease, rats and fleas. The disease is spreading exponentially, and still, a year after the initial outbreak, is affecting millions of people each year.
As shown in this footage, the Black Death is real, and it doesn't look like it's going away anytime soon, Ryder.
Thank you, Baxter, for the insight, and now we go to our in-studio analyst, Mrinal Kumar, for the details on the logistics of this epidemic.
Thanks, Ryder. Yes, we have here one heck of a disease brewing, and right now, we're going to get down to the facts. To this point, according to the statistics right here, several million people have been killed by the plague, and it has come to my attention that not everyone who is beginning to get the symptoms knows that they have this Black Death. If you think you or a loved one has the disease, check for the following symptoms: painful swelling of the lymph nodes, black areas in the skin, fever, chills, headaches, muscle aches, or a horrible smell. This disease is wreaking havoc in Europe, stumping scientists and medics throughout the region. According to the stats I have here, 50 to 90% of people who acquire the Black Death are expected to die within 2 to 7 days. The disease is relentless and ending the lives of millions throughout Europe. Official stats on the death toll have not been collected. However, we will be sure to get that to the viewing audience as quickly as possible. Ryder?
Thank you, Mrinal, and that will wrap it up for this broadcast. I'm Ryder Chasen. Thanks for tuning in. Good night. Welcome to another special edition of NBC Greco-Roman News. I'm Ryder Chasen, and tonight, on this clear Tuesday of April 12, 1350, we caught breaking news of a distraught widower who had just witnessed his last remaining immediate family member die because of the ongoing bubonic plague, or Black Death. Here are his reactions.
Why did this happen? My opinion on why? Gee, well, I don't know. I'm unlucky, maybe. Or there's something I've just been thinking about, a reason or two. Well, reason? I'm religious. Sure, I follow the saints and whatnot, Jesus. But you know, I've got this feeling. That's a real gut feeling. That some sort of punishment, you know? Like God had this planned. Like I was just a pawn in some crazy game of chess. You understand? I don't know. It's just a thought. But I really think God's punishing me. Jesus. I miss those guys.
A moving sentiment. One of our field reporters, Baxter Stein, also got footage on another victim. This man survived the plague and yet witnessed so many die as a result.
Well, that's an easy one. The cause? Jews. Jews and witches. What else could there possibly be? God loves me. Women love me. Heck, men love me too. Who doesn't? Who is indifferent in the matter? Jews and witches. I think it's a great thing those Jews are being persecuted. Who needs them? I was saved. I was lucky enough to have a second chance at life. That was with thanks to God above. Bless him. But I was witness to so many tragic, just disgusting deaths. It has to be someone's fault. And who better to blame but Jews and witches? Jews don't like Jesus, and witches don't like anything. It's as plain as the nose on my face.
Thank you for the enthusiastic response. We love to hear from our viewers. We've also caught word and confirmed information about a group of people called flagellants who are touring Europe, lashing and physically punishing themselves. We have not found out why they are doing this or what point they are trying to prove, but if one thing is for sure, the plague is having a drastic effect on people's rationale. Thank you for watching, and we will now return you to your normally scheduled broadcasting. welcome to the broadcast. I'm Ryder Chasen, and we have got some serious news for you this Sunday, November 16, 1353. We have an official count on the death toll of the recent plague that ripped through Europe and the dramatic ways the plague impacted European life. For our feature story, we go to our in-studio analyst, Mrinal Kumar. Mrinal?
Thanks, Ryder. And I have some pretty disturbing numbers right here for you. The plague killed, get this, close to 25 million people in Western Europe alone. 1/3 of all of Europe's population gone in one fell swoop. Not a pretty picture. Populations of towns and cities all over the continent have plummeted, trade has declined, and the price of common goods have skyrocketed. Even the church has suffered a loss of prestige, as it failed to end this devastating epidemic. The priests quit their jobs, and now people don't even trust their own religion. It's a sorry state of affairs here in Europe, and the aftermaths of this plague will be felt for years to come. Back to you, Ryder.
Thank you, Mrinal, and thank you to our viewers for following us throughout the epidemic. If you or a relative has been affected, we would like to take the time here at NBC to wish you the sincerest blessings. May God be with you. Good night. Hello all and welcome again to the longest running show on television. I'm Ryder Chasen, the 23rd, and in honor of our ancestor broadcast celebrating its 663rd anniversary today, March 9th, 2010, we will be reporting on the long-term effects of the bubonic plague, known commonly as the Black Death. We will kick off the broadcast tonight with special never-aired archive footage of a personally filmed encounter with the disease.
Whoever's going to be watching this in the future, if anyone, we'd like to give you an account of what happened. Please, just listen. It'll be worth the time.
Our dad is on the brink of death. The Black Death. A death so commonly found that not even our own father could escape its claws.
He's really in bad shape.
Please, someone, we need help for our dad.
Dan, no one's going to see this. Just give up.
Baxter, no, don't!
Chilling. The effects of this event are still being felt today in our modern society, even if not everyone realizes it. Let's go to Baxter for our Outside the Lines report. Baxter?
Thanks, Ryder. Though it ended all the way back in 1351, the Black Death cannot be forgotten. It decimated the European economy, which would not recover for centuries after. It lowered the morale of the remaining citizens and left Europe vulnerable to invasions and conquests. Most significantly, though, it sparked the end of the Roman era of glory. The Black Death ravaged the Byzantine Empire, weakening Constantinople and making the Roman territory susceptible to attack. The Ottoman Turks capitalized on this, invading and conquering Rome, knocking down an empire that had stood for a millennium. An empire that had contributed so much to the world suffered an ignominious downfall at the hands of fleas and rats. For this reason, the Black Death should never be forgotten. Back to you, Ryder.
Thank you, Baxter. That will about wrap it up for this broadcast. I'm Ryder Chasen. Thanks for watching.